going to Germany. She's been going to England. She's been going
You have to do those kind of things when you want to try to keep up with Johnny.
South America. Yeah, well, yeah. He goes everywhere. So we're giving Taya Valkyrie the shot just because, as you know, she might not be the most over women's champion ever, but this whole decade, she's gone everywhere and won so many titles. When we looked up how many titles and how long people have held them, Taya was way far ahead of anyone else. And it looks like 2020 in Impact Wrestling and maybe moving on to other places, she's not slowing down. So I think easily Taya Valkyrie is the female of the decade, and she could easily be female of the year next year.
No doubt. And with Johnny Mercury Nitro Mundo Wrestling Impact going to WWE, it's only a matter of time, methinks, till we see her there.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, it doesn't seem like she's got much else to do outside of the company.
No, not really.
And on the other hand, we have the male of the decade, which we're granting to a New Japan Pro Wrestling legend.
And in fact, surprisingly, our only New Japan Pro Wrestling winner at all on here, whether it's company or match or...
Been a lot to keep up with this year.
I think the exact opposite. I think everything's been so mediocre this year that even New Japan wasn't the extravaganza that it used to be.
They will be when they start working with AEW in 2020.
There you go. But male wrestler of the decade, Pacey.
Yeah, it's got to go to Tanahashi, right?
Tanahashi gets it. Hiroshi Tanahashi. I'd love to give it to Okada. I'd love to give it to Seth Rollins, to John Cena, to Brock Lesnar. There's so many, Adam Cole. There's so many people that could get it. Tanahashi built New Japan into what it is today, and that alone gives him this accolade, I think.
Yeah. Chris Jericho.
Of course you'd say that. No, but arguably they're the number 2, maybe number 3 company with AEW around now in the world. And Tanahashi ushered that in through his performances in the January 4th Tokyo Dome shows, his performances against Okada and against Jericho and against so many others, Ibushi, Naito. It's been just amazing how consistent. When you put Tanahashi in a match, it's getting 3 stars minimum, and it might get 6.
Yep, I don't think you'd have nearly the legendary match lineup you've had in the last 10 years without this man being a part of that in some way, shape, or form. And I think he's well deserving of this title.
I don't think without Tanahashi, you might not have Okada. You might not have the AJ Styles we have now. You wouldn't have the Finn Balor we have now. You might not have so many other... Bullet Club fought against Tanahashi so hard. So you might not have the Good Brothers. You might not have so many other people that are what they are. If you didn't have Tanahashi to be the John Cena of New Japan, you don't have New Japan.
Yeah.
I'm saying it right now.
It definitely would not be the same without the man. So we've talked about all these great people. I'm sick of that.
Yeah. Let's talk about something that's better without somebody.
You know, throughout Beef Sticks podcast, often we have had Jerry of the Week. But this year I propose we have a Jerry of the Year. And of course, a Jerry is a reference to Rick and Morty's Jerry Smith, the father of the family and the most mundane and ridiculous character of the bunch.
And despised and worthless and cowersome and, yeah.
And that award this year goes to our good friend, Jim Cornette. Strap that on your backpack and ride a motorbike through Colorado.
Yeah, so besides it not needing explanation, we'll give it a little bit of explanation. Obviously, if you listen to our podcast, you already heard the extremely racist comments that he put out.
He thought he was back in the 80s again.
Which, by the way, we've admitted that is as much on the producers and editors as it is on Jim Cornette.
Yes.
Not going to say that. But just with everything he says, everything he posts on social media, the way he acts, he might not be wrong about how he feels about certain things. Obviously, about the chicken, super wrong. Just going to say that. Super wrong.
Yep.
But he might not be wrong about everything he says, but even if he's not wrong about it, he's definitely out of touch.
The man is such a Jerry, he got kicked out of Jerry Baree, for Christ's sakes. He is the Jerryest Jerry.
So, we definitely got a Jerry with Jim Cornette. But, Pasty, we got some good coming up. What's the best entrance theme of this year?
Oh, I think we all need to bask in his glory. Keith Lee is going to come in with the best entrance theme of the year.
I'll go with that.
What can I say? WWE writers with their music, if you include Glorious in it, it's going to be a fucking banger.
WWE from the beginning has always been so great. They started out, I don't know what they started out with, but Jimmy Hart wrote so many of the great entrance songs that we knew as kids. Honky Tonk Man,
he wrote
Mr. Perfect. He did. Mr. Perfect. He wrote so many. He was part of the Gentrys way back in the 50s.
Yeah, I have a bunch of the Gentrys on my Beef-Sticks podcast soundtrack on Spotify.
There you go. And then you got Jim Johnston that came in, and Jim Johnston ended up doing...
Legend in the industry.
He remade a lot of Jimmy Hart's as far as like the... Undertaker and the Hunter herself. Shawn Michaels was a Jimmy Hart one.
Yeah.
So you got all of them.
The Rock. Everything in the Attitude Era is pretty much attributed to Jim Johnston.
So
and WWE threw him away for a group that they got rid of less than 2 years later.
Yeah. So, but nonetheless, they seem to know what they're talking about when it comes to entrance music. Keith Lee, you get that for that. Something WWE isn't known for, Pasty, but we have to give them the nod this year for it, is storylines.
Yes.
Best storyline of the year, Pasty. Nobody thought it would come from WWE. What is it?
It's the Fiend Bray Wyatt. The Firefly Funhouse. The duality between the characters. And the red lights invading all of our matches.
Yeah, we don't like the red lights, but everything else is awesome.
I don't hate the red lights. And I can understand it probably sucks for the people in the arena, but I'm watching at home and I'm fine.
And it's permeated past pro wrestling into the social norm, which is what's great. Yeah. People in normal constructs who don't watch pro wrestling see Firefly Funhouse, and maybe only 2% follow through and watch something on it. But that's 2% they're bringing it. That's what you need. That's what business is. That's what we want. That's how you grow your fan base, and we like that. And
what's made it so great for me is the terror of they've fucked Bray Wyatt up so many times before. They could screw this up at any moment, and they have.
Yeah.
But he's still bounced back from it, and it's still been a good gimmick. I do still have fears of how they can keep this up longevity-wise, especially now that Liv Morgan is definitely not Sister Abigail, but she's sister in somebody's Abigail.
I don't even know what that means.
I love Bray. And I'll always be in his corner, through thick and through thin. And this is hands down, it's the best storyline. This is honestly kind of what they should have done with Woken Matt and the Woken universe when they brought all that in and dropped the ball on it right away.
I guess I kind of disagree, and I kind of want to move on because we're spending a lot of time on it. But I think it's opposite. I think they did a better job with that and dropped the ball on it. Because this is less, they keep moving it less from creepy and more into goofy and funny, and I think it works better as creepy.
Yeah.
But that's just me. We don't know where it's going to end. Something we want to end, though, Pacey's worst storyline this whole year, probably this fucking decade, but we'll go with this year.
Yeah.
That's the Bobby Lashley, Lana, Rusev, and apparently now Liv Morgan, as you have said.
Yes.
Storyline. I wasn't a fan of Liv Morgan being Sister Abigail, but man, I did not want her to get brought into this stupid bull fucking shit.
Yeah, this has been the cringiest storyline in recent memory, amongst a lot of cringy storylines that tried to surface and failed at the same time as this. It's been one train wreck after another, and it's still going on to this day. We could have been out of it on Raw, but they drug us back in.
Not good. We don't want it. Nobody wants. I haven't heard anybody who likes this. Why are they pushing
Everybody's pissed because they're pushing a fake lesbian angle when there's real lesbian in WWE.
But you know what? HLA is a thing of the past, and I thought it was fucking stupid then.
Yeah.
We don't want HLA. We don't care about HLA. It has nothing to do with fucking anything. I have no problem with them having a lesbian angle on there. Take Sonya Deville is out.
Yeah.
You know she's lesbian.
So is Baszler too, right?
Yeah.
There's your angle right there.
Baszler.
There's your angle. It's not pretty.
It doesn't have to be. Let's just have a fucking.
That's real. It's real life.
HLA is bullshit. Hot lesbian action, quote unquote, is just bullshit. It's stupid, and it reeks of desperation. That's my best word. It reeks of desperation.
Oh, and the worst part is Vince is so pleased about it all. He's just so happy with it.
He fucking loves Bobby Lashley's chocolate titties. Exactly. And that Morgan girl, she has a blue tongue.
But they made her get rid of that.
Oh, she doesn't have
No, she doesn't have that.
All right, moving on. We got, we're at the end, Pasty. Why the fuck best commentary team is at the end? Is very anticlimactic and very
Because
shitty.
Michael Cole deserves the highest of accolades.
Well, fuck. Tell us what we got here. That's
best commentary team of the year goes to Michael Cole, Corey Graves, and I guess we're going to give it to Renee Young, too. That's all I have to say about that.
That's all I got to say.
We're probably wrong here. If you disagree with us, you're in the right because we didn't put a lot into this one. Probably should have been Mauro Ranallo, but Fat Mac was hung up on Ring of Honor's announced team.
I was on